Yu-Gi-Oh! 101 card review. Here to review a card that is set to be released in the TCG Booster Pack Number Hunters coming July 12th. What we're looking at here is Princess Cologne. Kind of weird that it's called Princess Cologne because a princess is a girl and a cologne, product is made for men. Unless it's a trap. Anyway, um, it's a light fairy exceed effect monster. Rank 4, attack 500, defense 2200. Description: 2 level 4 monsters. When this card is exceed summoned, you can target one box of friends in your graveyard. Special summon that target. If you control another monster, your opponent cannot target this card with cards, effects, or for attacks. If a face-up normal monsters you control is destroyed by battle or by card effect and sent to the graveyard, you can attach one exceed material from this card, special summon one normal monster from your deck or graveyard in face-up defense position. Okay, so first and foremost, this card basically covers the areas where Box of Friends is lacking. The one thing I mentioned in the Box of Friends card review that I did, and I even showed the list of cards that Box of Friends can target, so like for its effect, you know, overall it's not too many choices that are um pretty consistent with each other, because you can't really, like there's Gem Knights, and it could be like one or two other cards in there that you can actually put inside like a build, but for the most part, it's like the overall list of cards that Box of Friends targets uh, is pretty inconsistent. Um, and with that being said, this card basically takes that weak point of Box of Friends and it kind of covers it. Uh, as you can see right here, as it mentions, it resurrects Box of Friends, and if you control another monster, which you would pretty much have when you exceed summon this monster, you have Box of Friends on the graveyard, and a Box of Friends and this card is the only two cards you have on the field, your opponent would have to attack Box of Friends. Or if they try to do anything like, so like hit you with Dark Hole or whatever, then the effect of Box of Friends activate anyway. But nevertheless, um, yeah, matter of fact, while I'm talking about Box of Friends, let's just get her up on the screen here. Yeah, when his card is destroyed and sent to the graveyard. So it's either by battle or by card effect. And yeah, back to what I was saying. This card basically, it's pretty much like some masturbating going on here, or as we call it in Yu-Gi-Oh, self-touching. But yeah, it's some masturbating going on here because she basically sets herself up for that effect just by summoning Box of Friends from the graveyard. Um, because it can't be targeted with cards, effects, or by attacks as long as you have Box of Friends, which is pretty much summons, so that effect can be used. So yeah, so that's some self-touching going on right there between that first effect and that's and this other effect right here that follows up with it. But yeah, if a face-up normal monster or normal monsters you control is destroyed by battle and sent to the graveyard, you can attach one exceed material from this card and special summon another normal monster from your deck or graveyard and face up the fifth position. And this is what I mean by covering up Box of Friends' weak point. Box of Friends, saying, like with the exception of like a couple of decks, um, you basically have to summon two normal monsters with a different name. Uh, and with that list I showed with Box of Friends, let me go to here real quick. Go to tips, and we're gonna take a long look. Like, what I'm saying, as I was saying, like with the Ojamas and like a few other, nobody even bothers with Pharaoh Servant or Pharaoh Protector anymore. So I don't really think those are gonna be used. But you know, really outside of the gym nights and a couple other ones, people really aren't going to be, like targeting too many normal monsters. At least I don't see it happening. The main focus pretty much is going to be, like maybe with like Labyrinth Wall and Labyrinth Shield right there, because those two 3000s right there can actually be used to, like convert their defense into attack with other cards, and you'll be having, basically two Blue Eyes White Dragons on the field, two monsters with 3000 attack that can just wail on your opponent. But anyway, how long is this going for? This is 5 minutes long. Man, this is probably one of the longer card reviews I've done. But yeah. But you'll be able to normal summon a monster. When a normal monster is destroyed on your side of the field while this card is face up, you'll be able to special summon one normal monster from your deck or your graveyard, and this is regardless of level. So in the event that you do play Box of Friends and you have two inconsistent level normal monsters on the field, but basically two normal monsters that don't have like the same level, in order for you to perform an exceed summon, basically with the effect I'm saying, like Box of Friends is made for, because they won't let you use it for like synchro uh summoning, but you'll be able to use it for fusion and exceed. You'll be able to use this card's effect, and you'll be able to special summon a monster with the same level as one of the normal monsters you already have on the field from Box of Friends, and you'll be able to do an exceed summon from that. So this card, it's pretty interesting. I think it's cool. What I'm saying, like how it directly is there to assist Box of Friends, because like Box of Friends, it is a pretty good card, just depending on how you use it, um, or like how well you use it and when you use it. Um, it's one of those cards that I plan on seeing a lot of, and to have an exceed monster that kind of caters to Box of Friends in this way, I think it's pretty cool. So, but yeah, so link to this card is going to be in the description. You guys can check it out. Look at this weird ass derpy face balloon. Whatever. Link to this card is going to be in the description. You guys can check it out, and I'll see you guys for the next card review. Peace.